I'd like to introduce the mayor of the city of Norwalk, Harry Relling.
Thank you, past senator, current senator, and new senator, Bob Duff. You know, early on, I went on record as saying, don't be surprised if there's a lot of surprises. And the Democratic blue wave is strong and moving in the city of Norwalk. Let's hear it. Yes. Where's Lucy? Is she here?
Right here.
Wow! Lucy!
I feel like the price is right.
Okay, we have a nice diamond ring here.
Yeah, right.
Travis, congratulations. Thank you. You know, this is a good night for Norwalk, a good night for Democrats, because people are starting to realize what the Democratic platform is all about. We are a platform, we are a party that cares for all people, not just the very few. And it's an amazing night for us. Chris, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Again. You know, I'm trying to figure out, I have to congratulate so many people, which is good. And it shows that the hard work, the message that we're putting out there is resonating with the community, and they're telling us, we believe in you, we want you, and you are the people that we want running the state of Connecticut, the city of Norwalk, and, by the way, the country. Because before Trump, go ahead. That wasn't loud enough. Before Trump, this country has always been and will be a great country. This is the United States of America. And when an egotistical person says the midterm elections are all about me, no. The midterm elections, well, maybe they are about him. And people are saying, enough. Thank you. Where'd that come from? Enough. That's right. They're saying enough. We want to get this country back on track with values for all people, with the LGBTQ population, with a woman's right to choose her own body. You know, this is about human rights. And I just want to tell you, I am so proud of Norwalk. I am so proud of Connecticut, because we realize what the democratic values that we all hold so dear are. And I want to congratulate Senator Duff, Representative Perone, Representative Sims, Representative Dathan. And you know what? Some of the races we felt were a slam dunk for the Republicans were nowhere near a slam dunk for the Republicans. So, thank you for all the people in here that work so hard to get out the vote, to get out the message, to tell the voters what the Democratic Party is all about. Thank you so much for all that you've done, because it's a grassroots campaign that gets the job done. There's no substitute for pounding the pavement, making the telephone calls, getting out there and meeting the public, waving the signs, going to the railroad stations, doing the hard work to tell people who we are, what we represent, and why we are the party that is going to keep this country, this state, and this city great. Thank you, Bob Duff. You're the man.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. I'd love to have my family up here, please. I don't know where Tracy and the kids and my parents and cousins and everybody else. Maybe if you're related, come on up. If you think you're related, come on up. If you're related because it's a good victory, come on up. Anyway, I want to thank everybody. I want to first and foremost thank the voters of Norwalk and Darien. Thank you to the voters of Norwalk and Darien. Ryan. I want to thank the voters of Norwalk and Darien. They have sent a strong message tonight. A very resounding victory. That a positive campaign filled with ideas, filled with vision for the future, filled with hope, will win. Will win. Will win. We will win on the ideas. You know, 2 years ago, this country woke up after the last election and took a new spirit, a new direction, and people who said enough is enough. People who've never been involved before in the political process have now become involved in the political process. And because of that, we will have a Democratic Senate majority up in Hartford. Yeah! We have flipped seats like we have with Lucy Dathan. We have returned incumbents like Chris Perone. And we have new representatives like Travis Sims. And we are going to continue to move our state forward. For 2 years, for 4 years, for 6 years, for 8 years, I've heard nothing from the other side except negativity. That's right. They've been rooting for failure for this state for way too long. It is now time to say we are no longer doing that. We're going to move our state forward. We're going to grow our tax base, and we're going to make sure that we fight for the things and the values. We continue to do that for the middle class. Those things include making sure that we fight for paid family medical leave. We continue to fight for common sense gun reform. We continue to fight for an increase in the minimum wage so people can have a living wage. We continue to fight for health care for all of our citizens and fight for women's health care. We make college affordable for everybody. College affordable for everybody. Those are the values of the Democratic Party, and that is exactly what we're going to continue to fight for. And with all these people here, we're going to make sure we do that. We're going to make sure we do that. But we could not have done that without all of you. I have to thank all of you for your help. Whether it was postcards, whether it was sign waving, whether it was lawn signs, whether it was telling a neighbor or a friend, whether it was coming to the ice cream social, the pasta dinner dance, putting a couple hours here and there, whatever it was. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This victory is as much yours as it is mine, and I thank you so much for it. My pleasure to congratulate our state representative here in the 137th, Chris Perone.
You're welcome anyway. Thank you. Look, this is a great night, I think, for all of us. But really, what we're trying. Oh, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Look, you know, at the end of the day, we talk. At the end of the day, we talk about promises. We talk about the promises that we want to make to drive our party forward. But what I found to be the thing that worked, the thing that connected, and the thing that I felt when I was talking that I was able to communicate directly from the heart was the fact that our values that we insist on education, on health care, on making sure that we want to have affordable housing, we want to have transit-oriented districts, we wanted to have an infrastructure that's second to none in our country. These things are the kinds of things people want to talk about because they lead to the prosperity and the kind of success that they expect for themselves in our state. These are the things that we push as Democrats. So it's one thing to make promises, but I think that largely, in a lot of ways, elections are basically ratifications of how we're doing so far working on that. I think we've begun on that. I think that's working really well.
And next, our representative-elect who's gone 12 rounds, Travis Sims.
Good evening, everyone. Wow. This is so amazing. I never thought a little kid from Runa Court, housing projects here in Norwalk, will have an opportunity not only become a world champion boxer, but to also stand here as a state representative for the 140 district. I believe that this position was a calling for me. And I want to thank Representative Bruce Morris for his leadership and for his hard work that he did over the years as well. But more importantly, I like to thank my family, my twin brother Tarvis, that's here with me tonight. I like to thank my team, Melody Green, Sweets, that she's affectionately known as, because she worked tirelessly to make sure that I had the best campaign operation headquarters in the state. See, we started this off as a grassroots operation. I mean, seriously, a grassroots operation. But we built it to something a lot bigger than that. And what that turned out to be was that we became so close, we all became family in there. And that's what this campaign was all about. This campaign was all about the people. And I never swayed from that. And I'm still going to be committed to making sure that everything that I do in Hartford will be for the people of the 140 district and the city of Norwalk. But I'm going to tell you, I will not be standing here today without the support of my wife, Sandra Stokes. She has been the driving force behind me my whole life. We've been together since we were 17 years old. And I tell you, me becoming a world champion, that's because she had my back. When I got lazy, she got up and made me run 4 o'clock in the morning. And it was no different on the campaign trail. When I got a little complacent, she made me get up and go walk those districts. She even got up and cut the turfs. So with that said, the people of Norwalk, of the great city of Norwalk, the people of the 140 district, this campaign, this effort was all about you. And I want to make sure that my team that's here with me tonight, that we give them a round of applause because they made this happen. So with that said, I want to thank each and every one of you who are here tonight, and I look forward to working along with my colleagues up in Hartford and making sure that we're doing good things for the city of Norwalk and the rest of the state of Connecticut. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Now, our next person, Representative-elect Lucy Dathan. Here is why this is so important. Besides, everybody talks about it being the year of the woman. And that is true. We got a lot of women candidates running this year. Finally, women across this country hopefully are winning and throwing out the men who don't know what they're doing. But this is why this is so important tonight. Because Lucy's district, this district, the 142nd district, just like my district, the 25th senatorial district, was gerrymandered Republican. It was gerrymandered Republican. They said, hey, if you give Cranberry, Silvermine, Brookside, West Norwalk, and a little bit of New Canaan in there, Democrats can never win. Well, we have somebody here who knocked on over 5,000 doors. She brought her case right to the people. She knocked on the hottest days, the rainiest days, the coldest days, every day out there. So I want to introduce the next state representative from the 142nd District, Lucy Dathan.
Wow. I'm just going to take a quick moment. It's kind of like your wedding day when you just want to assess the situation. You want to look around and take a mental picture. Because I look in this room and I know there is no way I could have done this without every single person here. So everyone did a great job. Thank you. I can't believe we did it. My seat has never been held by a Dem. And I can't believe it. We did it. I feel like we're riding the blue wave. It's still too early to tell what happens in the rest of the country, but I really feel the blue wave here. And we hope we see more. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I wish I could say a million thank yous. I never imagined in 2016 that I'd be standing here today making an acceptance speech for an elected office. When I woke up after Trump won, I knew I had to do something. And then I saw the political landscape change over the last 2 years. And I just have to apologize up front because I'm a little nervous. I'm not as polished as everyone else here. But I promise in 2020, when I'm back here, it'll get a lot better. I have been an unwilling participant in this crazy reality TV show that we're all experiencing. And now 2 years later, I stand here as the representative-elect for our District 142. How did this happen? How could a political novice like myself achieve this? For me, the answer lies all with you. Being a political candidate can be punishing. You put yourself out there. You struggle to answer the tough questions. You have doors shut in your face. That only happened a few times, by the way. Phones hung up on you. I don't even know how many times that happened. You walk miles and miles, running around neighborhoods, barely seeing a soul, and then you meet the incumbents and seeing their door hangers on doors that you're about to hang on. And many times you feel like you're the crazy one, to think that you have a chance of making a difference. Believe me, this is how I've been for the last 5.5 months. I just can't even believe I'm here tonight. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say this over and over again.
Just sing it, you're doing great.
This political experiment has been a group effort. Again, I want to say thank you to so many people. Firstly, there's the canvassing. And I don't know what I'm going to do with myself tomorrow between 2:30 and 7 o'clock tomorrow night. I might just go knock on a few doors. So if I knock on your door, just say congratulations. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, my kids are going to be delighted, although my sons might not be quite as happy because they'll have less screen time. I have been amazed knocking on so many doors and meeting so many wonderful people and realizing that the mood of what everyone's experiencing is all the same. We all have the same values. We want the best of our country. And I just feel like I've gotten such good touch with everybody. And I really feel like this knocking on doors has worked, obviously. But then there's the team, and that's everybody here. And I could go on and thank everyone individually, and I know I'm going to forget people. But I want to just thank everybody for turning this raw energy into something huge momentum. Anyway, I just want to first of all thank my campaign manager. I can't even say enough good things about you. From the first time I met him, I thought, this guy is so smart. He is so incredible, and I know he's young, but we connected. So thank you, Will. I have to second thank my treasurer, Pat. I mean, she tirelessly worked day and night to make sure everything was good. Sorry, I'm crying again. Okay. And Galen, I mean, I can't even tell you the firecracker she is. The mayor, Harry, thank you so much. You believed in me, and you met with me, and we had such good conversation, and his lovely bride, Lucia. Thank you. And I want to thank Kit Devereaux, one of the selectmen up in New Canaan. She's believed in me as well, worked with me. And I really want to thank Bob. He has been a wonderful mentor, and I can't even say enough good things. And I'm so excited I get to work with him. I want to say thank you to my volunteers, Pat, Tinto, Ken, and Deb, Joanne. And I could just go on and on and on. I know I'm going to forget somebody. And my friends in New Canaan, Shiva, Lisa, Alyssa, Meredith, Robin, and Janet. And my wonderful volunteers here, Andre and Ilya. They've been awesome coming to Phone Bank. And most of all, I have to say thank you to my husband, because he has put up with a cross wife many nights. And the kids have been so wonderful. Alex, Will, and Beatrice. I just can't even believe. They're probably delighted and nervous at what's going to lie ahead. But I just want to finish up, because tonight is a celebration, but tomorrow the real work begins. And I am so excited to hear what's important to you, because I will not be able to represent you unless I know what's important. And that's one of the reasons I've knocked on so many doors. I've told so many people it's like a job interview. I can't represent you unless I know what's important. And I truly believe that. So all of our neighborhoods, our state, our county, and our planet all face complex problems. Now, what we need to do on this political side of the spectrum is to work together. And we have big problems, but we can solve them. We need to think strategically about what we can do to stare at the actual reality of what's been broken, and not to lean on spurious supposition, wild assertions, and the divisive rhetoric to create a short-term transactional fix. I'm all about thinking in the long term, and that's what we're going to do. And in that spirit, excuse me, I'm like shaking up here. I wanted to say also thank you to my opponent. He has worked hard. He has been a wonderful servant for our community, civil servant, and I just think that that's to be admired, to be honored. And my beef with him was just how he voted on issues. Nothing to do with him. And I want to thank him for running such a wonderful civil campaign, because that means a lot. And I feel like that works together. And you know what? This is how our legislature has to work. And I really see that there's a huge contrast about what's happening on a national level. And all politics is local, so let's set the tone here. And I'm just going to end with a final quote on JFK's inaugural address from 1960, which he quoted Winston Churchill from the dark days of 1940. If we open a quarrel between the present and the past, we shall be in danger of losing the future. Today, our concern must be with that future, for the world is changing. The old era is ending, and the old ways will not do. You all voted Democrat today. Thank you. So it's time for all of us to move forward, which is the tagline of one of my campaign speeches. Thank you.